What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Matic TV and another live stream. Always bringing the content and something different again tonight. Keane is with me already. His mic is muted and he doesn't even know it. We've got Owen coming in and we've got Bob's from Bits and Bobs coming in as well shortly. Owen is just stuck in a bit of traffic and Bob's is just finishing up a bit of work, but didn't want to keep you all waiting. So I'm here and I'm ready to rock and rumble. Get your comments in the comment box and play along with this one because this is going to be a ranked show. And by that, I mean everything that has happened, you can say, and I'll just say this before we start, before anyone picks up on the previous video from what I've said. I know I have said on a tweet that it does look now, especially if Lingard gets a contract, like Ole has no say at all in what happens in these transfer dealings or contracts, whatever it may be. But we're going to just base this video off what has happened. Well, Ole has been in charge at this football club and everything he has done in terms of bringing in actual players. Keane, first of all, mate, you got a reply from Marcus Rashford the other day. What did you not, pal?
Yeah, I tweeted to Marcus Rashford the other day just about Luke Shaw, just asking him just how he felt, like what he thought about Luke Shaw getting back into the England squad, obviously after so long. So that was a very, very happy occasion for me to see Marcus Rashford in my notifications. It's better than abusive scouting. Sure.
Anything's better than that, mate. Although it is usually comical when they're involved anyway. So, yeah, there is usually a little twist to it, isn't there? But, yeah, how has your week been, mate? I mean, we need not mention Ireland, obviously, international duty-wise for you guys. But, I mean, other than that, everything okay, mate?
Yeah, do you know, it's been a kind of a weird week. Like, I suppose, obviously, like watching Ireland was kind of a bad week, and kind of seen as draw to Qatar and lose to Luxembourg. That was a bit of a kick in the backside. And then, you know, I was had a bit of rough time working as well. So, but happy to see that Man United are back this weekend because I think they hopefully the remedy that Ireland weren't this week.
That's it, mate. I mean, you're going to need a big pick-me-up. I mean, having to deal with what happened against Leicester, leading into what you guys have done internationally with the Republic of Ireland, hasn't been a good week, mate. But that's what it is. I'm looking forward to this video. I'm just going to bring up our chart right now. And this pretty much is how it stands, people. You can get a good look at everything that is in the column there below. So what we're going to do, we're going to put these into the categories that we have got above there. So we're looking at everything that has happened contract and transfer negotiation-wise since Ole has been in charge of this football club. You can see them all there. I'm going to ask the panel, like I said, a couple of other guys are coming in very soon to have their say on this. So we've got game changer, we've got good, we've got might be, not a chance, or absolutely pointless. And these, you will get the gist of it as we go along. Guys, in the comments, get your, well, not your predictions, but get your sort of placements in at the ready for where you think these players are all going to be going in this chart. So let me just scoot across and take control of this. So, Keane, mate, I mean, looking at them right now, have you already got an idea of where some might go? I know there's maybe a couple of obvious ones, but we're looking at there quite a selection, mate, to be honest. Quite a selection, yeah. Quite different up and down that table.
Yeah, there's a couple I think you know where one of the players is going anyway.
I'm not going to mention it, mate. I think we all know.
I'm not going to mention it until it comes up, but there's a couple there, obviously, that you can debate whether they've been good or where they might be good. Obviously, there's probably a debate between not a chance and pointless as well when you consider some of the lower tier signings. So this is very exciting. Now I'm very intrigued to hear what you say and what the lads say, kind of, and the comments, well, like with regard to some of these players that Ollie brought through during his time.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk through, well, the other guys come on the show and get themselves in gear. Me and Keane are going to kick this off, and you guys in the comments can have your say on this as well as we go forward. I'm going to give the players out And then you guys in the comments and Keane are just going to say, where do you think they should be placed in terms of impact, and the chart down the side there being game changer as obviously top dog and something that has completely turned the club around. Good has been a decent signing. Might be. Maybe you're thinking there's better to come. Not a chance, as in looking at what you've seen so far, isn't going to cut it in a red shirt. And then why the hell did you do it in the first place? He's right at the bottom in the pointless category, people. So, guys, at the red, I'm going to drop the first one in. And you will notice a couple of different ones here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with one that you're all going to say, Adam, that's not even a transfer. It's not even an actual thing. I'm just going to remove I'm going to remove the outline so everyone can see everything that is there. Right, guys, so we're on. This is everything that you can see now. This is our lineup. So you can see all the players there in the circles. We're going to go through it now. Keane, first one I'm going to drop on you, mate, is one, like I said, that is... Well, it's one of them. Ollie was involved in it, and it's happened while Ollie has been in charge. So we're going to just go into the first one. That first one, mate, this is going to be a swerve ball one for you. And I'm going to give you Mason Greenwood. Now, where would you place Mason Greenwood? And everyone in the comments as well, don't forget, get in here, get your say in the side. Where do you think Mason Greenwood would go in our chart and our rank on this table right now? Because there's a few it could jump into. But Keane, the floor is yours, mate. Try and explain why you're putting Greenwood where you are.
I put Greenwood into might be at the moment. Simple reason being, last season he played exceptional for his first season in, got 15, 16 goals in all competitions. This season he's kind of fallen off the ball. If he had a similar season this season, I would have put him in good. But the fact his form is kind of curtailed this season, I probably will put him into might be, because he still has a very high ceiling. I think there's plenty of development in him, and I think he will get better. But I think you have to have him in might be at the moment, just because his form's kind of gone off the boil this season.
Yeah, I mean, guys, in the comments, let me know what you think. We've got Darren there who thinks he should be in good. Giorgio B's going with good. Greenwood, good to game changer, says Mowada. I've said that wrong. I'm sorry if I am. But, I mean, I know where you're coming from there. Last season was brilliant. But Ole has looked at that last season, and I'm putting this down as a good thing that Ole's done, to be honest, getting Greenwood signed up. If, like we said at the start, and I'm putting that in as a disclaimer right at the start of this video, I know I have said I don't think Ollie has much say in anything that goes on behind the scenes at this football club, but he was there, and Greenwood has signed a brand new spanking deal, and a good one as well at that, keeping him at the club for a while. So, guys, where we're going at the moment, it's looking like the comment section is putting Greenwood into the good. Keane's going with might be. Until the other guys come in, we're not really going to be able to say. Obviously, we've got enough players in here to have a majority vote on this. So for the time being, we're going to stick Mason into might be for Keane. And then we'll get the other lads' opinions on it. And then what we'll do from there, we'll then get the people in the comments. If they want to come in and change anything, or it sways too much into one category, then we're just going to move it. And it's just going to go off the power of the people, we could say. The power of the comment section, Keno. But for your first one, I mean, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I think Owen's going to be with us quite soon as well, luckily. But we'll see. We'll get their opinions when Bobs and Owen do come into the room on everyone that me and Keane have already decided on. I would have probably gone down the road of good, but I can see where Keane has gone with there in terms of might be. I mean, Keane, it's like you said there, mate. I mean, we've seen him score in the last game against Leicester, but it's been few and far between. But he also has had a lot going on behind the scenes off the field this season as well, mate. Yeah,
I think this season we look at Greenwood like he's had, obviously he lost his friend Though at the start of the season, he was in and out of the team. There was obviously allegations made towards him as well, which obviously weren't true. And obviously all that stuff at a young age would affect you. Like, affect anyone at any age, never mind a young 18, 19-year-old that's coming out of the academy in their second year, full year as a professional footballer. So, like, there was bound to be a downturn in form. Like this happens, in the Premier League, in that regard. But look, for me,
congratulations, Keane, mate. You've joined the troll crew.
Oh, someone's after making the fake.
Yeah, man, you've got it, mate. Everyone's had it on my show so far, and you're the next one in line, mate. You are officially a troll. Big Ron says, Mason is only 19. What do you expect from a 19-year-old to be world class? He will evolve into that.
Well, that's why I said his ceiling is high. That's why I said he has a very high ceiling.
It looked that way. Yeah, I see where Keane's going. I understand what Big Ron's going, but then again, at United, where are our standards? Are we comparing the youngster to the likes of Ronaldo and Rooney? Or are we comparing them to some of the other players along the lines of a Marcus Rashford, who isn't quite on that superior level, but still has years behind him and could turn out to be brilliant? Could be a slow burner. Never know. Hello to Andy. Hello to everyone in the comment section. Don't forget, get your say on everything we do. The next one I am going to say, for you, Keno, mate, let's have a look at Dan James. Dan James. Think this was Ollie's first signing, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, last summer, weren't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
he's in the house, people, by the way. Hello, Owen.
All right, mate. Oh, Jesus. No, I've had a mare with a laptop, and then there was a dickhead in a VW that didn't want to drive today.
And that's Owen's week. We need us no more. And there you go. So, yeah, Keane, you carry on, mate. I'll bring Owen into this as we go on here. But we're on to Dan James, mate. Ollie's first ever signing as Manchester United manager.
Yeah, I think, look, Dan James was kind of brought in to be kind of a bit part player, weren't he? At the time, when he was brought in, I don't think any of us expected him to be kind of a first team player. Last season, then he kind of thrown into the deep end, played well initially, but you can kind of seen from the over kind of 12 months and a year and a half that he's probably not ever going to be a Manchester United starter, probably going to be a squad player. I'd probably throw Dan James in terms of going to be a class player for United, and we look at kind of overall goals and assists and overall contributions. You can't put him in the same category as what Mason Greenwood has done in the last 18 months. So I think I'd go not a chance for Dan James.
Not a chance for Jimbo. Owen, you might as well carry on with Dan James for the time being, and then we'll get your thoughts on Greenwood, mate, in terms of these. You can see the categories down the side. These are Ollie signings or Ollie dealings while he's been in charge at the club, mate. We're ranking these guys from game changer, good, might be, not a chance, or pointless, i.e. what was the point in signing him, mate? So where are you going with Dan James, Owen, mate? How do you think? I mean, we've seen signs, haven't we?
I feel like not a chance. It probably isn't the right sort of phrase for it, because I feel like he has his place. And
look at it this way. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, mate, but you could also look at it and say, this is Ole, and we know who comes in ahead of him all the time. So you can add that to your explanation as well and think, you know what, with Ole in charge, we may not ever see him. We may see him 10, 15 games of the season. So will he ever get to show his true potential, if any?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably leaning towards the not a chance, because I could just see he'd probably stay around for maybe 3 or 4 years as a squad player and then move on to somewhere like Villa or something like that. Like, I feel like Villa will have a bit of a decline and he'll probably end up there. That's just the sort of career span I see for him. I don't know if it's a bit harsh. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but that's kind of what I can see for him.
Yeah, I mean, Owen's joined the crew. He's now a troll in the comments. Well done, Owen, mate. You've made it.
But that happened to be on Bits's show last night, actually. Yeah, I'm gassed. People
There's guys who keep doing it, mate. I don't know how many accounts they've got. I don't know how many email accounts they've got, but
yeah, it's Owen Exposed. That was the same one that was on Bits's show. I mean, what you're exposing about me, I'm not sure, because I think there's much I don't say. Oof.
Guys, in the comments, where are we putting Dan James? Have your say on this one. At the moment, Keane and Owen are sticking Dan James in the not a chance category. I mean, for now, I think he has shown bits of potential, but then you've got to add the Ole factor in, haven't you? And that's what's sort of swaying it a little bit. So Dan James at the moment is sitting pretty in the not a chance category. Yeah. Owen, while you're on, mate, any thoughts on Mason Greenwood? Because Ole did sign him up to this big deal, and probably one of the good things that Ole has done. Like I said at the start, though, people, if Ole has had any say on this, it would be one of the good things he has done. How are you seeing Greenwood on this table, mate? I mean, Keane put him there for might be, simply because we just don't know yet. He's still got a lot to learn, and potential FC creeps into the conversation. Go on, Owen, mate.
Sorry, but my laptop's just lagged out completely. Can you hear me?
Got you, mate.
Completely. The internet's not having it today.
Alien right, super mate. Chat.
No.
Yeah. Alien. Yeah. There's Owen has disappeared. He'll be back again in a second, no doubt. He's exposed. You have more than one kiddie, Owen. That's what's happened.
What is wrong with this computer?
Yeah, Owen's having a meltdown. Right, we'll move on. We'll move on, people. We'll move on. Owen's just not there tonight. He will be back.
There we go.
He's got it. He's got it. He's back. Owen is back in the house, people. Right.
Got it.
Owen, what we're doing, mate? What we're saying? Greenwood for you.
I think that's good. I'd say it's probably a bit over. Might be, to be honest, because I think he's having a little dip in terms of if you look at appearances to goal ratio this season. But realistically, how many games has he been starting? He's been in and out of the team. I think he's looked good in spells. And comparing to last season, he was always going to have a dip. Like he was unbelievable last season. The amount of goals he scored, to get 10 Premier League goals in your first full season is unbelievable. So I'd say good. I think he can only get better and better as well. So could potentially be a game changer in the future. Could be our number 9 going forward.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, mate. Easily. I mean, I'd have probably still put him in goods personally, but I'm outvoted and he's staying in might be. So moving on to the next one. And Owen, you can start off with this one, mate. We're going to go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Spider-Man, Owen, mate. Sum up what category and why for Aaron Wan-Bissaka in your opinion, mate?
I'd say good, because I'd say last season, I know he had a bit of a dip towards the end. Probably one of our most consistent players throughout the whole year, I'd say. I had him as my player of the year, to be honest. And this year, he did have a little bit of a dip earlier in the season, but I think he's sort of coming into his own a little bit. He had good form in patches. I think you just need someone to give him a little bit more competition. I think Ethan Laird might be able to do that when he comes back from MK Dons. Maybe a different option, a bit more attacking. But I'd say good for Wan-Bissaka. I think he's been a brilliant signing. I think he's been a great right back for us and will be going forward for many years.
Keane, mate, where are you sitting, Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Owen's got him in the good section right now. What are you saying, mate?
I'm in total agreement. I'd have him in good as well. Like I think, same as Owen. I think he was massively consistent last season. Obviously, when we came back from the lockdown, he must have been carrying an injury or something because his form completely kind of went off the boil. But to be fair, like in the big games, he shows up. And like again, I think he's young as well. I think he can get a lot better. And like we were crying out for a natural right back when Ashley Young, was at the club and playing right back, and Darmian was playing right back, and we cried out for a defender who was actually good, like in that position. So I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka has to be in the category of good. And look, I think with the age that he is, he can maybe even get to the game changing category if, though, obviously he gets a coach in there who can maybe get him onto the next level. But definitely at the moment, he's definitely a good signing so far.
Yeah, that's it. I can't really disagree with you guys, to be honest. Hopefully he can improve going forward, but we can't really say he might be. He's already had a couple of decent seasons under us now. Yeah, he has regressed a tiny little bit this season, but a lot have as well. And I think, like you guys said there, I think there's plenty of room there for him. He's not at a bad age either. So let's be honest, he has got time to. He needs to get better in terms of going forward. If Paul's in the room, mate, Paul, just do me a favour, mate, because my computer's stopping me from blocking a few people here, Paul. If you're in there, mate, these guys are just killing it at the moment. So, yeah, mods, get on it, please. Next up, Keen, you can take the reins with this one. We're going to go with, here's one for you, Odion Igalo. What are you saying, man?
Yes.
What are you saying, mate?
Right. That's not even a question. Absolute United legend, that is, mate.
Do you know what? Right, he came in, and for the first couple of games, he was deadly. Like, a couple of goals, and we thought, Christ, Ollie's after pulling off master stroke here and getting this loan deal, even though we were complaining about it at first. But you kind of have to go pointless, though, don't you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there was no long-term benefit from it. Like, I know he scored a couple of goals and he was good for the first few games, but like, we got no long-term benefit out of it. And I know the couple of goals he scored in the cup competitions last year, but we got knocked out in the semi-finals in both of them. So you kind of have to say it's a pointless signing, really.
I mean, Owen, where are you sitting on this one, mate? Did he serve a purpose?
Game changer, mate. Game changer. Absolute cult hero, Odion Igalo is, mate. Absolute game changer.
Always talking with his Thursday night ready for the Easter weekend head on here. A few pints.
Look, it was a pointless signing, but like,
what you've got,
mate, you just lagged out there. My computer is absolutely horrendous tonight.
Has he gone again? What's he doing?
Hello?
I can see him and hear him the whole time.
I'm hearing everything you're saying, Owen, mate. Right.
It's just that happening.
Yeah, he's having a mare. He's having a mare.
Just like your face is just frozen with a happy like. Oh, this is brutal. But no, look, it was.
Yeah,
we're back.
I'm hearing you, mate. I'm hearing you.
I can hear and see it the whole time.
Yeah. No, right. No, there we go. We're back. No, it was a pointless signing all in all, but he was a bit of a cult hero around the club. So he brought in a bit of a nice vibe, and I'm sure Ed Wood would like him because he sold a few jerseys out in Nigeria. So happy days, really. But it was a pointless signing overall.
Yeah, especially for signing him up for that second phase while he was here. That probably shunts him right down into the pointless section simply because he didn't play. He did not play. I mean, Cavani could have had a say on that, but I mean, I just can't remember him. I think when was the last game Igalo played?
I think it might. Do you know? I remember him coming on against Chelsea.
Was it Luton?
He came on against Chelsea though at home.
I think it was
Luton. Cavani came on at the same time.
Oh, he possibly did, didn't he? Yeah.
He came on against Chelsea for like 5 seconds. Him and Cavani. Do you remember Cavani nearly scored?
Yeah, God. I mean, that's just led us straight into the next one. I mean, Owen, Cavani. Was he the reason that Igalo's pointless?
Yeah, but like he is class. You can tell he's class. It's just a shame we've got him so late on in his career. I would have liked to have got him 2 or 3 years ago. He'd have been a great striker for us. But he's good. He had obviously the game against Southampton. That was a massive moment, and he's had some. He scored a few goals. I think he's on 7 for the season in total. But I feel like that racism allegation sort of has spoiled his time here, and I think he's just. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be happy, and if his dad has come out and said that he wants to play for Boca Juniors, and your old man doesn't like lie about what you want to do. Really, come out to the press and do it. So I'd say maybe in the might be just because he had such a huge impact in some crucial games. But I can't put it in the goods just because he hasn't played enough, really.
I mean, might be Keane. Would that sort of put a sort of slant towards he could still have a chance at United, but then the way Owen's talking there and the way we've all seen in the press with his dad and then the rumours coming out, I'm swaying towards not a chance for Cavani in a way because I don't see him playing much more.
Yeah, because he hasn't played much when you think about it. And obviously, like he scored like a couple of goals early on in his United career, but obviously the whole racism allegations that came out, and he's had a couple of injuries since then, and he's been in and out of the team since then as well. The only reason like I nearly sway towards might be is you may see like the development of Mason Greenwood later on in his career, like in terms of Cavani being there for the next year or so and helping Joe Greenwood elevate his game at that level. You know, that way you might sway towards might be, but I think I'd be swaying more towards not a chance because he's not a long-term signing. And again, he hasn't played enough this season and scored enough to kind of be in the might be. So I probably would stick with not a chance.
Not a chance. Yeah, not a chance, people. Right, Bob's is on his way, unless that's the Bob's troll in the comments. We're going to get there, people.
I was thinking that was the Bob's troll. I honestly thought that was the troll.
We'll see in a minute.
I really thought that was the troll.
We'll see in a minute. At 30 minutes of this video, we'll see if Bob's pops in because Bob's got a lot of work to do here in terms of this table. He's got a lot of catching up to do. So, next one, who is it? It's Keane. You're up next, mate. I'm going to give you. Let's see. Let's say Palestra. Where are you throwing this one, mate? This was one of these. This was the crazy window, mate, when we were spending money and not even knowing who we were buying and will we ever actually see the money we've spent on the pitch. This could move into that category. What are you saying, Keane, mate?
I think you have to throw Palestri into probably might be just because he only played a couple of games in the 23s and he's out on loan and he still has to come back. He hasn't got a chance yet, but like he's young and he probably will get a chance next season to get a couple of games, depending how well he's going in La Liga. So I want to say he might be because I want to give him a chance and be diplomatic here, but he is one for the future. But I probably go might be just because he hopefully gets a chance next year and might be good.
He's torn there, Keno. Owen, mate, what you saying, pal?
Do you know what? I'm going to say pointless just because it reeks of... Do you remember when we signed Angelo Enriquez from Chile?
Yeah,
I think we signed him like 2013. And we all thought he was going to be great. He was talked about like he was the next big thing. Went out on a few loans. I remember he went to Zagreb. He looked all right. And he just sort of fell off at nowhere. I don't even know where he is now. He's probably playing back in Chile. But when I first heard Palestri moved out to La Liga, he wasn't getting a lot of game time. So I don't know, mate. He could prove me wrong, but in my mind, I'm really feeling like it's another. Well, I'll say probably not a chance. I feel like pointless maybe is a bit too harsh.
Not a chance for Palestra, and we've got a might be. We're stuck right in the middle there. Looks like I may have to be the deciding vote on this one. Let's see what the guys in the comment section are saying. Yeah, might be for Palestra. Twilight Zone says the alien. It's a normal alien comment. I think Palestra needs another year on loan before he gets a chance. Oh, that takes me away from not a chance. And then it's a tough one to call, this one, Palestra. But
it is.
I mean, I'm brutal, to be honest. And I'm sort of swaying towards Owen's sort of tint on it because I know the pressure on Ole and the pressure to sign players. Will this kid ever get a chance to play for Man United? Because
he'll play in the League Cup like a couple of times.
Will it though? I mean, we've got Dan James, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard if he comes back. I mean,
yeah, I mean Ryan Tunnicliffe got a game in the League Cup, man. Like everyone will get a game in the League Cup eventually. Like
I don't know. The difference with Ryan Tunnicliffe is Ferguson usually did rotate the squad. Ole doesn't rotate the squad. Yeah. And I'm looking at, am I going to see Palestri ahead of Diallo? I don't think I am. I just don't think I am. But yeah, I'm being cruel, guys. Palestri's going in, not a chance. If Bobs comes on and changes things and sends it the other way, I will give him the deciding vote on the ones that are already up there on the screen. Okay, right. It's time to start. It's time to start bigging up now, guys. Okay. Owen, Amad Diallo, mate. What are you saying?
Because he's only had limited minutes, he has to be and might be, but I do think he is good in what he has shown. I mean, I think that Liverpool under 23s game for Liverpool probably was the most watched under 23s game of all time, because everyone was watching it to see his debut, and he was unbelievable. Hugo got 4 that day, and I think he's a brilliant talent, and he's only 18, so he can only get better and better. Maybe a loan next season, but we're not going to sign anyone, so I feel like he might be crucial to us next year. So it has to be in the might be, though, just because of how limited his appearances have been.
Fair point. Keen, mate, what are you saying about Diallo, mate? Is he impressing you from the limited time we've seen him? Has he shone or stood out more than what other players in his position have?
I think he's in Whiteby as well. I think when you've seen him in the couple of games that he's played, like, he's shown he has that X factor. He can take on a player. He can beat a player. So he has intelligence on the ball. And I think, obviously, he has an eye for goal. Like, we've seen it in the 23s. And obviously, you look at the back header he scored against AC Milan as well. Like, that was a well-taken goal. So, for me, have him Whiteby, because I think he has a very high ceiling. He has a high ceiling. So, I think you have to say, like, he needs to get more game time before we can say he's good or even a game changer. So, I put him in Whiteby. I agree with Owen.
I can't really disagree, guys, to be honest. I think might be definitely sums up Diallo there. He's shown us in his brief spell that he has been on the pitch that he can do something, and score that goal. And to actually have a decent little link up with our man Bruno, then it kind of gives you a sort of positive outlook more. And he has looked like he's been a level above in the under-23s as well. I think that's quite significant. Some players look all right and do good in the under-23s, and we overhype. But he does look like he belongs at the next level, playing at that level, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I think you guys pretty much nailed it. Next one. Let's just go for it. Keen, do I even need to ask? Fernandez.
Bruno, game changer. All day long.
This is just a simple one, I think. I'm not one for stats, but important stats. Before Owen even says his, I think this is already going up here into game changer. It's probably the easiest one on here. But Owen, mate, would you disagree at all?
Yeah, no, I do disagree, because you should have another tier up. No one should be next to the fucking man. No one should be near the man.
Mate, I'm looking at what's left. And I don't
game changer. No, just put another tier and just. It's just God. That's what it is. It's just that's his tier, mate.
Jesus Christ.
He is. He's got a wonderful beard as well. Like, it was meant to be. He honestly is beautiful. Watching him play, it just gives me happy feelings. And it's a shame that we only got to see him a couple of times before we went into lockdown.
Oh, mate, I know. Can you imagine the reception this man's going to get? I don't think he realises how loved he is by the fans. And I'm looking forward to seeing him.
When we signed, man. We had a song for him.
He's overrated. No way. Come on, Alien. No. Come on.
What's Alien saying?
That Bruno's overrated. No way, man.
Bruno is overrated and United are way above him. Oh, yeah, that's Alien for you, mate. There's sarcasm in Alien's voice. I can hear it there, and he's not even speaking to me. World-class Bruno says, staying United. Yeah, I think that's the tag I would give him. I think he'd fit into any team in the world. And like I said before, people moaning when I said it, but without Bruno this season, I don't think we'd be anywhere near. And like I said, this is another prop on Ole. I mean, if Ole, like I said again, if Ole did sign Bruno, then he takes the credit, and obviously he has to bring these players in as part of his job. Again, I will sort of question that in terms of how much influence, how much say Ole actually does have with these signings. So I am bearing that in mind, people, as we go through all of these. Owen, you're getting the swerve ball, mate. You're getting Dean Henderson. Now, sort of was thrust on Ole, but still signed a big deal.
Did sign a big deal. What's it? Is it 150 or 125 bags he's on a week? Something like that. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I mean, our goalkeeping wage bill is ridiculous. I mean, Lee Grant's still on 30 grand a week. That's comical. But Dean Henderson, I would edge towards good. I mean, he has made like the Milan game sticks out in your mind. Obviously, probably should have done better with that. But all in all, I think he's been quite good when he's come in. He's commanded his box very well, which is something that De Gea doesn't do. And I sort of said at the start of last season I could see him maybe being ushered in as the number one towards the end of the campaign. I don't know if you're going to see that now with De Gea looking like he might come back into the fold, but I'm just going to have to say might be, just because he hasn't been consistent enough running games.
Might be. Keane, what are you saying on Hendo, mate? What are you putting him in?
I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say good. And you know how highly I rate Dean Henderson. I said at the start of the season he should have been our number one goalkeeper. He's so commanding. And you've seen since he's come back into this team, like just how much of a difference he's made in terms of giving our centre-backs confidence and allowing us to play higher up the pitch. And he's just... So it's such a commanding presence, and I think he has many levels to reach. And for me, I'm going Dean Henderson good all day long.
It's moving. It stopped. Adam's had a say. He's going in good.
I'm happy for good. I was happy either or. Might
yeah, I know. I think that's fair with Henderson because we've seen defenders, Leicester game aside, get and look a lot more solid. With Henderson in goal, like you said, he commands his box, he comes out for the ball, and he's not world class yet. He's not there yet, but with a run of games, I think he can go to the next level, which is what some critics of Henderson would say. Can he step up? Well, he needs the chance to step up because I think in the games that he's had, the spell that he has had in the team, I think he has done rather well. So I'm going to go. I think it's fair to put him in the good category, definitely. So yeah, we've actually got. Starting to look more top-heavy now, guys. Go on, Keane, mate. Sorry.
I think just 1 point on Henderson as well. Just 1 point on Henderson as well. Like, do you ever watch the match without the fan noise, and you actually hear Henderson during the games?
Oh no!
It's a contrast to him and David De Gea. You always hear Henderson communicating with the back four, and that's massive. You don't hear David De Gea do that much. Like Henderson, I think it could become a leader in this squad. I very much think that we're lacking leaders, and I think he could actually become a leader in this team. I strongly believe that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that one, actually. Definitely. I can't see, not a might be. There's an element of might be there, but I think he is decent now. So, yeah, I think that's fair, I think that is fair. El Slabheadino, Kino. Smashed one into the roof of net to win it for England last night. Not that you're bothered about that, mate, but Harry Maguire, man, this guy, 80 bleeding million and captain. What are we saying, mate? Where does Harry Maguire, everyone in the comment section, get your thoughts in on Maguire as well? Where's Maguire sliding in on this chart for you, mate?
You know what? People disagree with this, but I think he's actually you go good. I'd go good because you look at last season, the clean sheet record we had last year. We had the second most clean sheets in the Premier League. Like you look, obviously the price tag probably not worth that much money. No player really is but I think Maguire's getting better as time is going on at the club, and you've seen that since Henderson's come in. And last season he made a big difference for our back four compared to when Chris Smalling and Phil Jones were playing there. Do I think he's going to be a game changer ever? No. But I think he's been explaining. He's made a difference to our back four compared to when previous centre backs were there. So I think he has to be good. But I don't think he's going to reach game changing levels. But I think Maguire has to go in for good for me.
Owen, mate, what are you doing with Slabhead?
I'm going to agree with Keane, to be honest. I think he's been a good signing. I think his mistakes get highlighted a lot more than others. To be honest, I think he's quite. He does get a bit of the criticism is just a little bit, but I don't think other centre backs from other clubs get half as much for similar errors. So I think good. I think he's improved our centre backs, and honestly, just look at it like this: if we didn't have him, we'd have Phil Jones playing there. So it's in itself puts him into the good category.
I've already been outvoted on that, people. I would have had him in, probably might be. Last season, probably good. This season, might be, if he could get back to a decent level. I do think that there has been something missing from him this season, especially. But the lads have voted. If Bobs did come on, he may have said something different, but he's not here. So Harry Maguire, according to the panel, has to go into good, people. Is that going to upset a few people in the comment section?
So he's going to be happy with me and Owen anyway, 100%.
I'm happy with that.
Let's go for it. We're in there. It's happening. Next up, we're going.
Harry Beckenbauer. There you go.
We might as well hit the myth of Donny van der Beek. Owen, mate, take it away, pal.
Donny, poor old Donny. I mean, at the start of the season, when he did get a chance, he did look quite good. I mean, he did have the goal in that horrendous game against Palace. That was the only good bit about that one. He looked good when he came on against Newcastle. I mean, I'm harping back ages ago here now, looking at that. But he had a couple of good sort of cameo appearances. He looked all right. Then he was just in and out of the squad. He couldn't get a consistent run of games. And now when he has sort of got a couple of games, he's just looked unfit. I mean, he scored for Holland the other night. I seen that. I didn't see who they were playing or anything, but seems to be all right. But
I think it was the seventh goal of a 7-0 win.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't really talk about international football at the minute. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to say I might be, just because I think he could still come good. Maybe I'm hoping more than I'm using my heart more than my head there, but yeah, I'm going to say it might be for old Donny, just because I think there is something in him.
Could possibly be. I mean, Keane, mate, what are you saying about our Donny?
Thing about it is, I have the same sentimental feeling that Owen does, like hoping that he come good, and I would like to put him in Whiteby, but if we're basing this on Ollie and what Ollie's done and Ollie's signings and Ollie's impact, you have to put him down as pointless, because he wasn't Ollie signing and he hasn't played enough games and he hasn't had a fair chance, and he looks like he could be on the move in the summer. So I have to put him down, unfortunately, even though I love him. I think he's a quality footballer, but when you're basing off Ollie, you kind of have to put him down as pointless because he wasn't Ollie signing.
I think we're going to have to slip that in the middle of used to then. So we've got might be and pointless. I think it's only fair that Danny goes down in the surely in the not a chance category then, right in the middle of both. I think is fair. So Donny, sorry mate, it just doesn't look bright for your future at Man United. So people will definitely pull up on this one and say, Adam, this one definitely wasn't an Ollie signing. We hear this multiple times every week. Guys, if you are just joining us, do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, bottom right-hand corner there as well if you want to support the channel. And get your comments in the comment section while it's live on what's actually on your screen right now. We are pretty much 90% through all of the happenings under Ole, and it's now going bottom heavy again. So... oh God! Right, I had to put myself in it because he signed the contract last year. So Keane, mate, Nemanja Matic. I don't even think I need to say anything in terms of what we know about him, what he does bring, what he doesn't. But have you got any differing sort of opinion on Mr. Nemanja Matic and where he fits in on this table?
He's going pointless for me. 32 years of age, getting a 3-year contract. Ludicrous. Ludicrous.
Keane pretty much just straight to the point. Bang, bang, gone. In you go. Owen, do you have any differing thoughts to what Keane said then?
I honestly don't. I would have given him an extension, but 3 years is an absolute piss take. Like, as Keane said, 32 years old. And he looked like he was running through treacle most of the time anyway. But
concrete in his boots, mate.
Honestly, yeah, no, I just didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people agreeing. I mean, Liam's not squad depth, he says. I think Liam's just been hired by Ricky because every player that Ricky likes or Ricky commented on has come up in Liam's comments through there. I have noticed it, Liam, mate. Don't think I've not. I do love the comments, though. I love the bants. It's good stuff. For me, Matic, 3 years, no. I mean, going off what worked for us, every player that hit the 30 mark got a rolling contract. I thought that seems sensible to me. That did seem sensible to me. But, I mean, 3 years and then Ollie never plays him. So you could say, again, this is against what I was saying at the start in terms of how much say Ollie actually has in terms of contract. Because every time we see a player that isn't getting the game time we all think he might get, we all think, oh, this one can't be an Ollie signing. He can't have had anything to say with this. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, and Harry Maguire, if we go off that logic, must have been Ollie signings, guys, because they never bleeding rest. But Matic, 3 years, and then all of a sudden we never see him. He played more last season when he was on the last year of his contract. It's mind-boggling, isn't it, how the club works with that stuff.
Do you reckon Jose will take him
Yeah.
Spurs?
Yeah, he will.
I'd love to see that. Like Matic signs for Spurs for 15 million or something like that. Oh, yeah. I'd love that.
Why did YouTube give Adam Matic a 3-year deal, says Alien?
Midfield too.
Oh, someone's
like
saying
midfield too, Højbjerg and Matic. That's Jose Mourinho's team.
Yeah, I think I've got normal Christian, who's coming out with harsh. Matic is an ugly git as well.
That's
a little jab taken, and then Alien's just gone with the right hook. He's just gone for a knockout blow in the first round there, Alien, the lad. Oh, I'll have him on socials later. I've still not been 3 years on YouTube yet, people, by the way. And we're creeping up to 20k, so we're not doing too bad. Okay, we've got one more to go, guys. Owen, talk me through Alex Telles, mate. I mean, this looked like a good one to me at the start, but then Shaw had the season of his life. Is this probably more unlucky than anything else for Telles?
Yeah, I agree with you there. To be honest, I'd say it's more unlucky. I mean, if in all fairness, if you bought in we bought him in for 15 million, which I thought was a complete snip, to be honest, because I remember him being talked about for 40 or 50 million a couple of years ago. So it was a good deal. I mean, even if Shaw then continues his flying form, it's not really a problem to have a left back like Alex Telles as a backup. Problem. It's a good problem to have. So I was going to say, and there might be. I think he could, be a valuable asset to us in the future. And I definitely agree with Umar's point there. Like he's elevated Shaw to another level because Williams wasn't really competing with him as heavily as Telles is. And I think as just such a well-known name like Telles, just Shaw's just upped his game. And I'm going to say there might be. I think he'll be a valuable squad member for us for the next couple of years, I'd say.
Keen, mate, what are you saying on Telles, pal?
I'm bordering between good and might be because he obviously to get him at £15 million when there was talk he was going for 30 or 40 is a steal. And you also have to consider like his impact that he has made in terms of elevating the game of Luke Shaw. You have to say like he's played a big part in that, though, in terms of obviously help Shaw raise his levels because Shaw knows if he underperforms, he has a ready left back in Alex Telles who can take his place. But like look in that regard, like might be because obviously he's there though as backup he's a ready-made replacement for Shaw if Shaw does drop out of team with an injury or if he drops it out of form.
Yeah, I mean it's either way. I think might be is probably the right place to put Telles. Yeah. I think that's fair because I think just because Shaw's been so good, I do think Telles has got that sort of tag where it's like he's not on Shaw's level. He's not been as good as what people are saying. I mean, he's been playing better than quite a few players in the team, but I do think that Telles has got a bit of time yet, but I'm looking at it and then I go, Luke Shaw, is Luke Shaw ever? ever going to relinquish his spot unless he gets injured. But then again, we always moaned that we needed squad depth and good squad depth, like Owen said.
Yeah.
So it's a fair point. It really is. And guys, that's our full table. If you count the numbers, Ollie's got a full team there. So people who say he's not been back, I'm not even going to go there. He's going to just cause so much friction. But looking at it and going, Bruno in midfield, you've got two defenders, a goalkeeper that's come in. Look at the top four. Them players have come into this team under Ole. Maguire won May, split opinion. I agree. Yes. Then we're looking at potential below it in Telles, Diallo and Greenwood. I agree on that. I think there might be. He's probably the most sensible column, to be honest. Although Pointless pretty much holds its own there, I think. Then you look at them players there in Donny van der Beek and Cavani, and you go, not a chance. Would you have ever thought that at the start of the season, guys?
No, not at all. I thought two of them were going to be players who would make a difference, especially Donny, because we lacked options in midfield last season. We had Andres Pereira coming into midfield when Paul Pogba was getting injured. Now all of a sudden Pogba's injured. We should have had Donny in midfield. We had McFred, but Donny should have been that player to come in and replace Paul Pogba when he was out of the team, and obviously give Bruno a rest as well. But especially with Cavani too. Look, I think when he scored them 2 goals against Southampton, we all thought, lovely, we've an experienced striker to come in here and actually make a difference. But yeah, it's unimaginable that them two would actually be in that chance.
Crazy. I mean, it's like Mawada there says, how is Dan James in not a chance? I think we were all looking at it in the time that Ollie's kept him on the bench, and we have to look at every angle on this. He has been playing all right recently, and a lot of people have got a little bit ahead of themselves with Dan James. But when you break it all down, you look at what Ollie's actually done with him this season, how much he's played him, which isn't a lot. I think that's why we're probably looking at it as not a chance. The same with Palestra. Seems unfair because he's not had a chance, but it's because we don't think he will get a chance. And then Donny van der Beek, quite clear, has been available for good chunks of this season, and Ollie's just overlooked him every single time. And that's why some of them players are in them categories, I think, more than actual potential and how well they've actually played when they have been on the pitch. But guys, that is our lineup. And I mean, I think it's fair enough, but people are going to disagree as always. But moving on to this weekend, fellas, and it's the big one. I'm looking at all the ugly mushies. They look great when they're on small cameras, don't they, guys? And now look at him all up there. He's sorting his body out.
Don't even chat. I'm all right, so.
Anyway, guys, internationals is over. We're not going to touch on you boys, as I said at the start. I'm not that mean, but you crap.
You fucking slayed me for about 15 minutes on the last one.
I know, mate. I can't do it twice. I can't do it twice. But players coming back, concerns, or are you thinking, you know what? A few of the players have got a bit of game time. Pogba looks a bit more match fit. He's going to be key to the end of the season, I think. And then we're looking at Shaw and Maguire having all right games for England, so that's a good thing. We're looking at Donny van der Beek getting a little bit of game time for Holland. And then we're looking at it going, Bruno had a rest this week, so he's had a week off, which is excellent news for us. Should we be coming back now? And is this pretty much all on Ollie now, this last final hurdle of the season, in terms of how we actually finish it? I mean, Keane, he's got a full squad pretty much there now. Everyone's playing, mate. There's only Anthony Martial now who has got a slight knock, who is on a late fitness test for the Brighton game, so still could be available. We don't know what's happening with Rashford, obviously, but everyone else is back now, Keane, mate. So this is going to be all on Ollie if things start to go wrong, surely, is it not?
Yeah, look, I think when you look at this fully fit squad and you look at I suppose the points we have ahead of 5th place, we have to finish 2nd place. It's no excuse. Fully fit team, and we have to win that Europa League. I can't stress enough. You look at the route we have to the final; it's favourable. So I think all this now is on Ollie. I've been very big supporter of him. I've always said, like, look, he deserves time, he deserves backing. But he needs to get the top 4. That's bare minimum. And you have to win the Europa League. That's an absolute must. Like, if you have a fully fit Paul Pogba, there's no excuse of playing him out wide. You play him in midfield. You have to do this for these crucial games, because we need to take these games by the scruff of the neck and win these football matches. No more draws, no more 0-0 draws, none of that crack now. This is where Ollie's going to be stood up and be accounted for. Because if he doesn't win a trophy this season, if he doesn't win that Europa League, and he doesn't finish second place, the pitchforks will be lighting. We know what happens. The pitchforks will be lighting, and people will be looking for him to go. And justifiably, probably so, that he'd be under pressure if he doesn't finish second and win a trophy, considering the way the season has been going this season. So, yeah, second place and the Europa League, that's a must for me.
Owen, mate, are you pretty much copying there what Keane's saying, or are your expectations any lower?
No, mate. Second place, Europa League. I'm confident we'll get it done. I mean, Granada. You should never underestimate a team. Obviously, we've underestimated teams in the past, and we've got done in over it. But I feel like we should be comfortably beating Granada and getting into the next round, and then it's Ajax, isn't it, or Ajax or Roma?
Ajax or Roma, yeah.
Which will be a tough game, but I think that's kind of where Ollie's season will probably be decided, and that get into that final, and then possibly Arsenal, the Battle of Banter FCs, as I've once called it, because that's kind of what it seems to be at the moment. Just mediocrity and jokes on social media, but I reckon we can comfortably finish second or third. Really, I mean, if we win the Europa League, I think a third place wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If you had to sacrifice one position in the league in order to win the silverware, I don't think we'd all be too bothered.
That's it. I mean, guys, that sums up our video for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. All super chats, everyone in the comments, and your thoughts on our table. I mean, the table is there for everyone to see. I mean, looking at it, I think it's fair. Have your say. Let me know what you think in the comment section when the video goes up as well. Put your order in of all these players as well, and leave me the comment to reply to on YouTube when it comes up, guys. But for now, that is it, people. We are done and dusted. We're moving into the weekend. It's Good Friday. I hope everyone has a great Easter and enjoys the long weekends. Football is coming ever so closer. We finish this season, and then the likes of me, Keane, and Owen are going to be counting down to actually getting back to reality. Man. And at least we're not like the rest of Europe, people. You know what? We're actually moving forward here. So hopefully it continues and we can get back soon enough. But for now, guys, we are done and dusted. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the contributions. Owen, quickly shout the people out, because I know you've got a video coming out after this one on your channel, pal. Just let everyone know where they can catch you on YouTube.
Yeah, Courtney Red 99. I'll be jumping straight onto my own channel, looking ahead at the weekend's fixtures. I'm on with Bits. Bits is meant to be on my channel as well, but I mean, he might be feeling a bit rough or something. And on with Spice as well. Just be looking at the fixtures and having a bit of a chinwag.
No worries at all. And Keith, mate, the usual for you, my man.
Yes, so you can catch me over at the Weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. We're live tomorrow with our Manchester United versus Brighton preview for Sunday, so do check that out.
And from me, people, just want to say thank you again. Like, share, and subscribe as always. Enjoy your Easter weekend. I will be back, maybe with a surprise video around Saturday time, but obviously the watch-alongs are back. We've got Paul, we've got Tim, both in on the watch-along for the Brighton game. It's going to be nerve-wracking, people. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you know what? It's going to be important nonetheless. Guys, until then, I will see you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.